Hello and welcome to the Happy Hour. I'm your host, and if you're watching me, that means I'm happy. Today is a special bonus episode of the Happy Hour because we're going to be breaking down everything that just went down at AEW's Double or Nothing. Needless to say, spoilers for those who haven't seen, and here we go. The sold-out show at the MGM Grand opened with Cody and Brandi Rhodes, Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks coming out on stage to greet the crowd. The group welcomed fans to the show as they claimed an attendance of 20,000 strong. A few thousand more than the MGM can actually handle. They then went on to joke about buffing up attendance numbers in a not-so-subtle jab at the WWE. It is official, we have pyro in AEW. As cast members from Hamilton belted out the Star-Spangled Banner, AEW showed us that they were neither afraid of patriotism nor combustible materials as they set the stage for the event. Our first match was a six-man tag featuring SoCal Uncensored, a brash West Coast fan favorite, and members from OWE, Oriental Wrestling Entertainment. It's the Strong Hearts. They have strong, well. This match, with its high energy and blink if you miss it action, was a killer way to kick off the evening and set the pace for the night. The next match was booked as a three-way tag between the adorable Kylie Ray, Niall Rose, and Britt Baker, DMD, which means dentist. I was yesterday years old when I learned that. To fans' surprise, however, when all three competitors had reached the rings, we were all surprised to see Brandi Rhodes come out of the top of the ramp in full ring gear. It was all a big fat fake out, however, as Brandi Rhodes went on to introduce a fourth competitor to the match, my personal biggest pop of the night, Awesome Kong. Awesome fucking Kong! The four women then proceeded to put on a killer show, with the exception of that kick. Can we talk about that kick? Dude, to be fair, I'd run from that kick too. Ultimately, Dr. Britt Baker would find the 3 count after hitting Kylie Ray with a super kick that straight up knocked the bow out of her hair. I pouted. A lot. Dude, if you don't think Kylie Ray is the cutest thing, you could just get the fuck right out. Up next was a tag match featuring the best friends, Trent and Chuck Taylor, going up against Jack Evans and Helico. The four would go on to put on 15 minutes of pulse-pounding action before Helico ultimately didn't win. It was the best friends. The best friends won. See how I did? Faked them out. However, in the aftermath of the match, all of the combatants were attacked by about 12 minions of a masked man. A mysterious masked man. As the stage lights dimmed again and again, the mysterious minions formed a human throne for the masked figure, who has yet to reveal his name. Ooh, it's a spooky, scary thing. It's a spooky, scary kind of thing. It's a spooky, scary. It's a spooky, scary. At this point, we have a trailer for an upcoming AEW event, and it is worth noting that up until that point, it had been no more than 3 minutes in between wrestling matches. AEW does seem to be delivering on their promise to deliver more wrestling in their wrestling show. Imagine that. Fucking crazy. The next bout was a 6-woman tag featuring, holy shit, Hikaru Shida, Riho and Ryu Mizunami versus Emi Sakura, Yuki Sakazaki, and Aja Kong. You can get all the fucking way off my back. These 6 women went on to put on a brutal spectacle, the likes of which are rarely seen by Western audiences, and despite our premature bell ringing, saw the team of Emi Sakura eventually picking up the victory. As sloppy as that bell going off early may have seemed, though, it does give us a little bit of insight into the inner workings of AEW. Excuse me. It was an honest mistake. No, folks, that slip-up actually shows us a little bit of something about AEW, and that is that the refs and the bell keepers do not know the outcome of the match. But folks, in my tiny little brain, it seems to me that the people down by the ring have been instructed to call it as they see it, and provided that they get a bell keeper who keeps the bell a little better, this is all going to work out for the better, leading to a more organic product. And that's a good thing! The next match was the heavily hyped showdown between brothers Cody Rhodes and Dustin Runnels. Dude, I'm willing to bet at least $1 that this is going to be the match people are talking about in the future, not for the in-ring storytelling, which admittedly was done well, but for the absolute hack job that Dustin had on his face. Seasoned referee Earl Hebner oversaw the bloodbath between the two brothers, and in one particularly satisfying moment ejected Brandi Rhodes for interfering, as Diamond Dallas Page appeared to help carry her off. However, in a match that saw an intense back and forth between the two brothers, nobody is really going to remember anything except torrents of blood coming out of Dustin Runnels' face as he went on to continue the match for an astonishing 15 minutes. You really killing that Attitude Era, Cody? Did you clock that? Is it 15? No? 15-ish. The match unbelievably ended with Dustin securing the pin on Cody.
Pardon the interruption, folks. Happy's had a few too many drinks tonight. Cody won. Cody.
Cody went on to ask Dustin to be his partner at a future AEW event, and everyone cried. I didn't cry, you cried. Up next was the presentation of AEW's brand new World Heavyweight title belt, and fans were delighted to see it presented by none other than Bret Hart himself. The moment was hijacked, however, by a certain Mr. Maxwell Jacob Friedman, who went on to hurl insults at Bret Hart and Hangman Adam Page, who was hanging out as he'd earned a title shot earlier in the night at the Battle Royale. That line about Bret, look out, it's a fan, that popped me hard. The Burberry scarf aficionado went on to make strange horse references for a few minutes at Adam Page until he was interrupted by Johnny Havoc and a twink named Jungle Boy. That is gonna suck in a few months when I know who Jungle Boy is. Now I feel like a dick. Twink. No, don't yell at me. Yay, we have a mid-card. In our penultimate match, we watched the Young Bucks defend their AAA tag titles against the Lucha Brothers. In a high-flying half-hour spectacle that was exactly the kind of super kick-laden slugfest you'd expect out of these two, the Young Bucks managed to retain their titles. I'm not going to spoil this one for you. Go watch it. It was fun. You'll like it. Finally, yes, finally, after 3 hours, we kick off our main event, Chris Jericho versus Kenny Omega. Omega and Jericho do not fail to deliver, and we are treated to a half hour of both technical skill and raw brutality. The match would ultimately end with Jericho the victor, putting Kenny Omega down by reversing Kenny Omega's one-winged angel twice into a DDT, followed up by a codebreaker, and then ultimately hitting the Judas effect, which is apparently just a back elbow that hits like a goddamn truck. But the part that is really going to make everybody lose their shit is after the end of the match, where Jericho's healing it up with a crowd, where he's very suddenly interrupted by John motherfucking Moxley. Moxley then proceeds to carve a path of destruction through Jericho, the ref, and ultimately Kenny Omega, as he drags Kenny Omega through the Double or Nothing stage. I'd have grabbed that big-ass coin and rolled with that motherfucker. The show closes with a holy shit moment, and AEW made all the money forever and ever. Amen. So what did you think of the show? Did it put your faith back in professional wrestling, or did it take it out? Did you miss it because your bullshit stream went down? Maybe you should have forked up that cash. Whatever happened, let us know in the comments below what your opinion is. Be sure and hit that notification bell, give us a like and a share if you care, and we'll see you next time on The Happy Hour.